Welcome to Dalit knowledge. Dalit knowledge is the knowledge of the truth. This is Professor Dr. Karunyakara, Dalit historian and an Ambedkarite thinker. This lecture is about the mother tongue of Dalit mother. What is the mother tongue of Dalit mother? Does Dalit mother really have any mother tongue? What could be called the mother tongue of Dalit mother? Could regional languages spoken by Dalits in different regions of India be called mother tongue of Dalit mother? Then which regional language could qualify to be the mother tongue of Dalit mother? If not, could English be called the mother tongue of Dalit mother? If English is the mother tongue of Dalit mother, how and why? If regional language is the mother tongue of Dalit mother, how and why? I would like to deal with these questions in this lecture point wise. 7 points I will be dealing in this lecture to find a suitable and right answer for these questions. What is the mother tongue of Dalit mother? Point number 1. Dalit mother has no mother tongue. Why do I say that Dalit mother has no mother tongue? Generally, it is believed that the regional language is the mother tongue of Dalit mother. For example, it is believed in North India that Hindi is the mother tongue of Dalit mother. In Tamil Nadu, it is believed that Tamil is the mother tongue of Dalit mother. There are many regional languages in India. In every region, it is believed that that particular regional language is the mother tongue of Dalit mother. But the fact is that Dalit mother has no mother tongue because Dalit mother has not created any regional language. Dalit mother has not created Hindi. Dalit mother has not created Tamil. Dalit mother has not created Kannada. Dalit mother has not created Bengali. Dalit mother has not created Marathi. In other words, Dalit mother is not the creator of any of these regional languages. Point number 2. Why Dalit mother could not create any regional language? Dalit mother could not create any regional language, for that matter any language, because she was not allowed to enter into the school by the creators of these regional languages. She was prevented from learning any language by the owners of these regional languages. Dalit race was denied the right to education by the caste races since the ages till the British came to India. It was Lord Macaulay who gave the right to education to the Dalit mother. For the first time, Dalit mother was allowed to learn the knowledge due to the British education system. Since then, the Dalit mother started learning English. Due to the British English education system, Dalit race able to produce world-class Dalit thinkers like Jyotiba Phule and Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar. Lord Macaulay gave the right to education and the right to learn English not only to the Dalit race and also to Adivasi race as well as Bahujan race. Earlier, these races were not having the right to education. Point number 3 is tongue of the Dalit mother taught in the schools. The tongue of the Dalit mother is treated as a broken language or the local dialect. The language of the Dalit mother, though resembles the language of the region where she born, it is not the same language spoken by the non-Dalit mother of the same region. In other words, Dalit mother speaks a different dialect and non-Dalit mother speaks a different dialect of the same regional language. But in the school textbooks, mostly we can find the dialect of the regional language spoken by the non-Dalit mother. The language taught in the schools, written in the textbooks, used in the classroom discussions and in the playgrounds is not the same language spoken at the Dalit homes and in the Dalit society. Dalit children speak that so-called broken dialect of the regional language of their mother and not the kind of regional language prescribed for learning in the school. Moreover, Dalit history, Dalit culture and Dalit story don't find a place in the regional textbooks. Not only vocabulary, the content and the context of the story written in the school textbooks don't reflect Dalit life experiences. For time being, let's keep aside the discussion on the school textbooks. Let us talk about the general character of the literature of the regional languages. The literature of the regional language largely is a production of non-Dalit life experiences. Just for the simple reason, these languages are created by the non-Dalits, hence the literature is largely produced by non-Dalits. Historically, the life experiences of non-Dalits is generally anti-Dalit life experiences. It's very unfortunate, but this is the fact of the history. Because of this reason, the literature of the regional languages sometimes even reflect anti-Dalit life experiences and hurt the Dalit sentiments, particularly related to Dalit food culture, like meat eating culture, dress culture, language culture, occupational culture, and sometimes the very historical setting of the Dalit race, the culture of Dalit productivity, the culture of Dalit productive ability, the culture of Dalit hard working nature is portrayed as a story of humiliation and not the story of pride. Because of these reasons, Dalits find foreignness in the literature of the regional languages. This foreignness sometimes might reflect even in the school textbooks. School textbooks might not be having anti-Dalit stories, but stories of being non-Dalits, Dalits may find it a story with a foreignness. This might be the reason Dalit children find not much comfort in learning regional languages in the schools. This foreignness of the cultural context of the regional language alienates Dalit children from learning it comfortably and leads to more school dropouts. This might also be the reason why many children have failed in the language exam. For example, Uttar Pradesh board exam results in 2020. Uttar Pradesh is known as Hindi heartland. Hindi is the medium of instruction to millions of students in this region. However, roughly about 8 lakh students have failed in Hindi in Uttar Pradesh secondary board exams for class 10 and 12. Hence, it could be argued that the kind of Hindi taught in the schools is not the kind of Hindi spoken at the homes, particularly at the homes of Dalit, Adivasi and Bahujan children who constitute the majority students. Their so-called Dehati Hindi, which is their real mother tongue, seems to be not being taught in the schools. It might be one of the plausible reasons why many children have failed in the Hindi exam. Therefore, the point is that the regional language as a so-called mother tongue of the Dalit child doesn't reflect Dalit vision and doesn't represent Dalit worldview. In such a historical context of the regional language, how could we say that any regional language is mother tongue of Dalit mother or Dalit children? Point number 4. What could be the mother tongue of Dalit mother? Dalit mother speaks different languages in different regions. In Tamil Nadu, Dalit mother speaks Tamil. In Karnataka, Dalit mother speaks Kannada. In Bengal, Dalit mother speaks Bengali. In Punjab, Dalit mother speaks Punjabi. In Uttar Pradesh, Dalit mother speaks Hindi. Dalit mother speaks different regional languages in different regions. A person or a group or a race can speak any number of languages, but one can have only one language as mother tongue. There can be only one mother tongue. One can speak many languages, but one can have only one mother tongue. Dalit mother represents the linguistic unity of Dalit race. Dalit mother can speak any language. Dalit mother can speak any number of languages, but only one language can be the mother tongue of Dalit mother. Then, what is the mother tongue of Dalit mother? In other words, what is the mother tongue of Dalit race? The answer is very simple. Dr. Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar has given very simple answer for this question. Dr. Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar adopted English as his mother tongue by writing all his books and by delivering speeches only in English throughout his life. He knew very well that his Dalit world was not that much educated. Millions of people in his Dalit world were illiterate. Even then, he adopted English as his own language, and he wrote and he spoke throughout his life only in English. Since the Dalit mother has no mother tongue because she has neither created any of these regional languages nor she was allowed to learn these languages for centuries. The story of every regional language is largely non-Dalit. Under these historical circumstances, Dr. Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar adopted English as his own mother tongue. By writing, by speaking in English throughout his life. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar gave English as mother tongue to Dalit race. Ambedkar gave mother tongue to Dalit mother. In other words, Ambedkar gave mother tongue to Dalit race, that is English. He wanted Dalit race to adapt English as its mother tongue because he understood that only English speaking can empower Dalits globally. Point number 5. Could English be the mother tongue of Dalit mother? It is true that English is not created by the Dalit mother, but the English spoken by the Dalit mother and the English spoken by the Brahmin mother is the same, whereas the same regional language spoken by them is different in accent as well as in vocabulary. The English taught in the school, written in the school textbooks, spoken in the classroom discussions, in the playgrounds, and also in cafeteria is the same spoken by both Dalit mother and Brahmin mother. That is not the case with regional languages. Dalit mother and Brahmin mother speak different dialects of the same regional language. Moreover, Dalit mother's dialect is not taught in the school, whereas mostly it is the Brahmin mother's dialect of the same regional language is taught in the school. But the English spoken by the Dalit mother and Brahmin mother is the same, and the same English is taught in the school, both in terms of vocabulary, content, and context. Since they speak the same accent of English, both Dalit children and non-Dalit children find more closer, more affinity, more unity when they speak English rather than in regional language. Hence, Dalit children find more comfort in speaking English with the non-Dalit children in the classrooms discussions or in the playground talks. And also, the nature of English, that is, the vocabulary, content, and context, is not antagonistic to Dalit life experiences. It might be non-Dalit in nature, but certainly it is not anti-Dalit in its nature, in its content as well as in its context. Since there is no difference between the accent spoken by the Dalit mother and the Brahmin mother, there is no discrimination on the ground of language when it comes to Dalits and non-Dalits social interactions. Moreover, English is the language of Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar. To read the original thoughts of Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, Dalits need to learn English because his original thoughts are written originally in only English. Ambedkar wrote not only his books and also originally, the Constitution of India is written in English only. Hence, to understand Ambedkar better and the Constitution of India the better, Dalits need to learn English. Therefore, English is the mother tongue of Dalit Indian race. In other words, English is the mother tongue of Dalit mother. Point number 6. How can English empower Dalit Indian race? English can get decent jobs to Dalit Indians. More than that, the most important thing is that they can get self-respect. By speaking English, Dalit Indian race can earn respect from everyone. English is the intellectual language of Dalit Indian society since Ambedkar. English can make Dalit Indian race socially and culturally the partner of globalized world. Unlike European nations, India is not a single language nation. Hence, unlike European races, Dalit Indian race is not a single language speaking race. There are many languages in India. Hence, Dalit race speaks many languages. India is a multi-language nation. Hence, Dalit Indian race is a multi-language race. The language that intellectually connects and binds Dalit Indian race is English. Therefore, Ambedkar adopted English as his own language. Ambedkar wanted English as the link language between Dalits of different regions. A Tamil Dalit can speak with a Hindi Dalit in English, and Dalits in India with English as their language can speak not only with their own Dalit brothers and sisters who live in different regions of India, they could also speak with Dalits in America, Dalits in different places all over the world. Hence, English is a language of not only communication between the Dalits, it can intellectually bind them, connect them wherever they live in any region of the world. By speaking English, Dalit pride and Dalit respect can be upheld. Today, English is no more a foreign language. You can visit any website, including YouTube channel. In the language section, we can find that something called Indian English, along with the British English and American English. Even you can visit Google. In the pronunciation section, we can find not only British pronunciation, American pronunciation, we can also find English pronunciation. India has produced vast literature in English. In comparison to other regional language literature, English seems to have produced vast literature. So something called Indian English need to be celebrated as the language of India. World has three kinds of English. One is British English, American English, another one, and the third one is Indian English. Since India has produced vast literature in English, even in compared to Indian regional languages, Indian English is having so much of literature that needs to be celebrated. So pretending that still English is a foreign language, it harms the interests of Indians and it harms the interests of Dalits. We need to acknowledge the fact that is English is very much Indian language and no more it is a foreign language. because of the simple reason that we can find vast English literature in India. That is something called a literature in Indian English. Original literature, not only the translations, we can find in Indian English. Single language nations like China, Japan, Germany, France, and Italy are spending millions of dollars on English learning to make their people English speakers for competing in the global job market. Without English, a nation or a race can't be powerful and rich in this globalized world. It has to remain very poor without English. For example, Somalia. Somalia is a very poor African nation. Language is for man. Man is not for language. No language is above the human lives. Somalia thought differently. In Somalia, children get education only in Somali language. Somalia wants its people to die for their Somali language and said no to English. As a result, Somalia is the very poorest country in the world. Dalits, if they want to become powerful, rich, wealthy, they should learn English. Otherwise, they remain to be poor, powerless, and poverty-stricken race. English can make Dalits the CEOs of global corporations. English can make Dalits the business managers of corporate world. English can make Dalit race not only to compete in the Indian job market, it also can make Dalits to compete in the global job market. Dalit children to become well versed in English, it is better to start learning English right from the childhood, right from the primary school education. If Dalit child gets English medium education right from the primary school, right from the childhood, it is very easy as a college student to compete with millions of other students of the world to qualify the language proficiency tests like TOEFL and IELTS, and can go to English speaking countries like America, Canada, Australia, and many more to find job or to study in those countries. And finally, Dalits could become citizens of English speaking countries. There is no option. The children of Dalit race have to prepare themselves to face global competition. In the globalized world and in the age of internet, the children of the Dalit race have to compete with others in the global job market. In other words, Dalit children have to compete with American children in the global job market. With English, the children of the Dalit race could become global political leaders, global business leaders, and partners of the global knowledge economy. English can make Dalit race intellectually and economically independent. Thus, with English, Dalit race can become really job giver and not job seeker. English is the greatest way of Dalit race to get social respect and to live with dignity. Since English is the language of global power and global business and also the language of global academics, it can make Dalit race to become global leaders in the field of academics. It can make a global Dalit academicians. It can make global Dalit business leaders and cultural leaders and social leaders. Hence, English is the medium in which a Dalits can get their not only the self-respect, they can get not only their dignity, and they can become a real governing class in the world. The point number 7, why Dalits shouldn't become language chauvinist. What is language chauvinism? Who is linguistic chauvinist? A person who believes, or a race that believes that one language is superior to all other languages is linguistic chauvinist. Belief that one language is superior to all other languages is language chauvinism or linguistic chauvinism. If a Tamil Dalit thinks that Tamil is superior to all other languages, how could Tamil Dalit appreciate and love Dalits of other languages? If Hindi Dalit thinks that Hindi is superior to Tamil or other languages, how could Hindi Dalit love and appreciate the feelings and sentiments of Dalits of other languages? Since Dalit race is multilinguistic race, Dalits speak different languages. The linguistic chauvinism is totally anti-Dalit in spirit and nature. It divides Dalits into linguistic chauvinists of different kinds. It divides Dalits and makes them to fight with each other. Hence, Hindi Dalit should not think that Hindi is superior language to other languages. A Tamil Dalit should not think that Tamil is a superior language to other languages. Dalits should not believe in the linguistic chauvinism. Dalits should not be language chauvinist. The primary purpose of learning any language is communication. Language basically meant for communicating with each other. Following the true Dalit spirit, every Dalit, whatever the language he speaks in his region, should appreciate the language of Dalit who speaks in different tongue. If possible, every Dalit should learn as many languages as he or she can. A Hindi Dalit should learn Tamil. A Tamil Dalit should learn Hindi. As many languages as possible, Dalit should learn even foreign languages like French, Spanish, Japanese and Chinese. Even languages like Tibetan. But at the same time, Dalit race should remember that Their intellectual father, that is Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar's language is English. Hence, Dalit race should adapt English as their own language, though they can speak different languages. In India, English is the language of the law of the land. The Constitution of India is written in English. The Supreme Court and High Court use only English for communication, for discussion about the cases. The arguments are being held in all the courts only in English. Hence, English is the language of Indian judiciary. To know the law of the land, Dalit needs to learn English. Due to the Bollywood, Hindi has become a major communicative language in India. There are many jobs available based on Hindi language skills. The point is that Dalits should learn any language that provides job. South Indian Dalits should learn Hindi to find jobs in North India. A North Indian Dalit should learn South Indian languages to find jobs in South India. So learning language is not forbidden. One has to learn as many languages as possible to find jobs. But one should not forget the fact that English is the language of empowerment, not just a job provider. English, being the language of academics, it remains to be an intellectual language. Since Dalit race is a race of intellectual culture, it needs to adapt English not just as a language to get jobs, but as a tool to shape the very intellectual character of Dalit race and as a guide to give direction to intellectual culture of Dalit Indian race. The people without any vision for their future always return to their past. But Dalit Indian race always believes in future. Dalit Indian race is not for returning to the past. Hence, Dalit Indian race adapts English as its own language and as its mother tongue, following the footsteps of its own intellectual father, that is Dr. Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar. Now to conclude, Dalit mother has no mother tongue because Dalit mother has not created any regional language. Not only that, Dalit mother was not allowed to learn any of these regional languages for centuries. Not only that, the context and the content of these regional languages certainly almost non-Dalit in every sense, including its nature and scope. Under these historical circumstances, Dr. Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar adapted English as his own language, and he has given English as mother tongue to the Dalit mother by writing and by speaking in English throughout his life. Therefore, the mother tongue of Dalit mother is English, and the mother tongue of Dalit children is English. And English is the mother tongue of Dalit race. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat. Thank you very much.